your forecast first. Sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Good evening to you as we look at our roofing dog INET Flooring America camera. We seem to have a bit of a wasp problem up there still. I won't be out there mitigating that anytime soon, but they can just enjoy themselves out there on this Friday evening. Well, let's take a look at the satellite radar picture where we've got clear skies. We've got lots of sunshine. Just a beautiful but warmer day as temperatures creep back up into those mid and upper 80s. 84 in Champaign right now, 86 in Springfield. We're going to see temperatures through tonight cool off only down to the upper 60s for overnight lows across the region. Got to talk about some thunderstorms that return for your weekend. We'll show you when to expect that when we come back. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now on WCIA 3 News.
Hospitalizations are again rising because of COVID-19. Why doctors say they're concerned about the increases.
Graffiti tagged Champaign's police station overnight, how it was billed as a peaceful protest.
It's a little bit more likely that there will be a mistake.
And we've been told the mail-in ballots with the wrong zip code will get to the right place. But some question how that can be assured.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 6.
Hospital numbers are going up too. So we're seeing an increase overall.
And that's worrying medical professionals in central Illinois. Good evening, I'm Paul Cicchini. Sangamon County hit another record for positive cases in a day, today with 53. The spike is leading to a growing number of hospitalizations in that county. WCIA 3's Cole Hankey is live in Springfield. So, Cole, what are the numbers telling us tonight?
Well, the cases in Sangamon County are rising, but the hospitalizations are staying relatively low. But it's the trend that is concerning medical professionals. High-end sees the impact of the virus on patients firsthand. She's a nurse in the COVID unit at St. John's Hospital in Springfield. The number of patients there is on the rise after dropping off this summer.
Honestly, no, I didn't. I didn't figure it would really hit us this hard as it has.
She says working in the COVID unit adds a ton of stress and anxiety to the job, but Hyen says she feels much safer in that controlled environment than she does out and about in a community trending in the wrong direction.
As nurses are wearing PAPRs going into the rooms, we have all of the proper equipment that we need to go into a room to feel safe, whereas in the general public, I don't know if somebody's going to come too close to me. I don't know what they have.
While the cases in Sangamon County are rising fast, hospitalizations are not going up as quickly. Sangamon County has reported more than 100 new cases this week alone, but right now there are only 8 people in the hospital. Vidya Sundarishan is the co-chief of infectious diseases at SIU School of Medicine. She says the numbers are still concerning, especially considering the difference in demographic.
A lot more numbers of younger people that are getting diagnosed with COVID, and even in the hospitals, the admissions are also across the board.
Hospitals in the central Illinois region are not being overwhelmed. Both regions 3 and 6 are hovering around 60 to 65% of ICU bed capacity. But the numbers are going in the wrong direction. And for Sundarishan, that is impossible to ignore.
It's scary because we are actually seeing a correlation of how we act with the numbers that we have.
So how does Sangamon County reverse this trend? Well, stop me if you've heard this before. You wear a mask. When you're out in public, you socially distance, and if you start to feel symptoms, you isolate and then get tested. Reporting in Springfield, I'm Cole Hankey, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Yeah, the instructions have been simple and they've been available for months. Cole, thanks for that update. Well, 14 counties have been elevated to a warning level for coronavirus. The Department of Public Health says they all have 2 or more risk indicators. 2 of those counties are in central Illinois, Cass and Moultrie counties. There are over 2,200 new cases in the state. That makes more than 202,000 total. The 7-day positivity rate now 4.1%. 25 more people have died. Illinois has lost over 7,700 people to COVID-19. The Champaign police station was vandalized last night. Graffiti was sprayed across the building and its sidewalks. WCIA 3's Gabrielle Cook is live in the newsroom tonight. So this was a big cleanup job last night all the way into the morning.
That's right, Paul. I saw them finishing up this morning. Some of the graffiti included political statements written in bright red lettering. And even after all of the cleaning, there was still some residue left. As you can see, there were handprints marked all around the sign. This originally started as a peaceful protest, but took a turn. This comes as the city of Champaign released a guidance for graffiti use recently. The owner of Buy Black Chambana is an involved community member and thinks this raises the question of what's next.
I think that trauma presents itself in multiple faceted ways, and that anger could be one of them. And just watching the George Floyd case, I think that brought a lot of things to the surface that as a nation we are all dealing with collectively, and that it's important that we do separate vandalism from protesting, but also understand that they're trying to avoid something. So how do we create positive channels?
The city of Champaign released a statement within the last hour condemning the vandalism, and Mayor Deb Finan says this: these actions are not a peaceful protest. This is hate speech leveled at our public servants, and it is unacceptable. There's also a peaceful protest scheduled tonight at the U of I's alma mater on campus. Live in the newsroom, I'm Gabrielle Cook, WCIA3, your local news leader.
All right, Gabrielle, thanks. Here's an update now to a child pornography case. A former Boy Scout leader pleaded guilty today in federal court to trafficking child pornography after agreeing to a deal. 80-year-old Milton Forsberg was arrested in October. Champaign police started investigating in February of last year after getting a tip. Several pictures of teenagers were uploaded from an account that was traced to Forsberg. He will be sentenced on November 16th. Here's a follow-up now. Some people are already concerned about the process of voting by mail. In Champaign County, those worries have gotten worse. That's because some of the applications sent had an incorrect zip code. Voters have been told to write in the correct zip code when mailing it back. The application will eventually get to the clerk's office, but it'll take longer. We spoke to a U of I political science professor today who says the more steps that are added, the greater chance there is for error.
In any given election, some non-trivial proportion of ballots, one way or another, are not marked correctly or they're not counted correctly. So I don't want to say that vote by mail is somehow different in kind. It's subject to a lot of risks and other voting isn't. It's just there are more steps in the processing, and that I think means inherently it's a little bit more likely that there will be a mistake.
He does suggest early voting to avoid lines if you don't mail in your ballot. Coronavirus canceled the Farm Progress Show, how organizers are still going to virtually get you into the fields. Also tonight.
We've all been waiting for this opportunity to finally play.
Almost all fall sports in the area have been on hold, where that's not the case, and they're going to play ball.
All right, let's recap today, where the high get up to 87, a little bit warmer, 65, right near that normal low. We've got another warm day coming at you tomorrow, but also the chance for some storms. We'll let you know when the temperatures go back below average in the 7-day when we come back.